Let's not talk about miniatures. Let's take a second to thank the folks over at Rouseau Works, Terrainaholic, and Painting Is My Life for making tribute videos to the old miniature mashup. Give me a mention or a shout out. Let's see what they did.
Hi, this is Arno from Painting Is My Life. I've been watching some videos lately and stumbled upon a channel called Davo Gara, also known as the Fungeon Master. He has this series called Miniature Mashup, where he shows awesome, cheap and easy ways to get and make miniatures and terrain. He's a really funny guy.
Number one, he's hysterical. Number two, this guy will save you a ton of money.
Like I said, check out Dave O'Gara's channel.
Well, thanks again for that, guys. You didn't have to do it. I really do appreciate it. And to say thanks, I'm going to put links to their channels underneath this video. Check them out. If you like my stuff, you'll probably like theirs. I got a package from Russia today. Man, that's far away. Do you know how many bribes that is from here? Got a bunch of stamps on this thing. Got like Blue Town, and I think this package had to stop in every location in Candyland, and I think that's why it took so long to get to me. It's like it had to stop at Strawberry Junction 4 times.
What do you say we reach in and see what's inside?
Oh, it's totally metal. Yeah, I went on eBay and got some miniatures from Castlecraft, and that's literally all I know about what I'm about to open up, because everything else is in Ukrainian. That's the power of branding. They made sure to get their brand on there in English, and the art, I guess, tells it all. This better be the miniatures inside. If it doesn't look like a little Ozzy Osbourne album cover inside the package as well, I'm going to be mighty disappointed. Oh, the art on this one is excellent, though. Got like a Dark Souls 2 sensibility about it, with, Vikings versus a knight, desolate backdrop. Very cool. Ooh, this one is making me a little uncomfortable because it's a little Bible-y. A little bit of Sunday school vibe coming off of this. I was not expecting the Roman Centurions versus the Nazarene. Today we're going to learn the Russian word for miniature. C. O. Pi.
Pi. A. T. Atroscoliosis. K. O. B.
And that's pronounced. Sorry, I hope that didn't come off as prejudicial against Russians. I've actually never met any. I'm sure they're awesome people. That was just me making fun of your ridiculous language. Now, I've had 3 of these 8 packs of Castlecraft Warriors mailed to my house for just $10.50, and there's 24 of them, so they're coming in at just under 44 cents each, which is comparable to some of the more common HeroClix miniatures, but HeroClix don't come in these neat little blisters of 4, making a cohesive unit. See, these come in a plastic sandwich baggie. Glad that they didn't just throw that out after they were done with their lunch. I've never had my gaming miniatures look this much like pot before. I feel like I need to take the seeds out of it before I can paint them. Let's get a close-up of the first package. They're dark green and light green. The dark green guys are definitely fantasy characters. They're wearing sort of a mishmash of armor from different time periods, with shoulder plates here and there. These guys have pretty low detail. They're not highly detailed. The ones below, the light green guys, seem slightly better, and their armor also seems very stylized. Sort of a mold line issue. The dark green guys seem to be a little bit smaller than the other miniatures, like slightly diminutive. Now, when you look on the bag here, and we can see this, it says 40 millimeter, unless the MM stands for something else, but when you show something like that, that makes me think you're talking about scale, which they most certainly are not. And just to hammer that home, here is our light green archer right next to a Brentonian archer. I painted, please don't judge this paint job, I painted this 15 years ago, or even more than that. Oh God, much more than that. Let me think. I painted this almost 20 years ago. The light blue guys and the darker blue guys seem to be sort of Germanic or Frankish warriors and knights. And the light blue Frankish warriors, I don't love. I just don't care for the look that much, and they're also probably the most two-dimensional figures of the set. They're very flat. I'm not saying they're actually two-dimensional, but they are just sort of not proportioned right. They seem a little squished. Now, the knights suffer a little bit from that, but it's not nearly as pronounced. And the knights are just, to me, visually more appealing. And that's probably why I painted them up, and we'll show those at the end. And easily the nicest figures of all of these sets is the pack that I was making fun of, but the Roman Centurions versus what looks like half-orc barbarians. I mean, these light brown guys are either Neanderthal men or half-orcs because their faces are clearly not human, but they're excellent. There is some mold line issues on them, but if you clean them up, they are probably the nicest sculpts. And right behind them are the Romans. They look great. The proportions are right. These are the sculpting is by far the best on this one. If you can only buy one of these sets, I would recommend this one. With these knights, I decided to make them part of a larger unit. And this is actually a 33-year-old Paladin Miniature out of the Fighters box set TSR put out. And it's lead. It's not particularly good, but it doesn't look too different from these guys. It's got the kite shield, full plate helmet, visored helm with wings on the side. I had to put the crossguard on his sword for some reason. He had sort of a katana-styled sword, or he was just badly sculpted. I made him look a little more like the rest of these guys. This is a great tip I got from Tabletop Minions, is if you're going to paint a unit like this, glue them all to a stick, a nice light one that you can pick up, and you can basically paint every color on every miniature without having to pick the miniatures up and put them back down. These guys went together bang, bang, bang. I mean, I probably could have done it faster, but I was listening to radio, talking to my girlfriend. And I can't wait to use this technique again to do more units. And in spite of 3 different sculptors being involved, I would say the paint job ties them together nicely, and they look like a real cohesive unit.